In a world where the mountains touched the sky and the seas whispered ancient secrets, there existed a forgotten kingdom hidden deep within the heart of the forest. The kingdom, known only in whispers and legends, had vanished without a trace, leaving behind no stone walls, no grand palaces, only the faintest traces of its existence. The only remnant of this ancient place was an old map, yellowed with age, found buried deep in the archives of the Grand Library. The map was unlike any other. It seemed to shimmer with a strange, otherworldly light, its edges worn and faded, and its ink slowly blurring into the paper, as if the map itself was slowly erasing its memory. The kingdom's exact location remained a mystery, but the map showed a winding path that led through dense forests, across vast rivers and over towering mountains, eventually leading to a forgotten place marked only by a single symbol crown surrounded by stars. For years, the map had gathered dust, forgotten by all except the most persistent scholars. The tale of the kingdom was nothing more than a myth passed down through generations, its existence dismissed as pure fantasy. No one had dared to follow the map's path, and many believed the kingdom had never existed at all. But one day, a young traveler named Arik entered the Grand Library, a wanderer with no home and no family, seeking stories and adventures to fill the void in his heart. He had heard whispers of the forgotten kingdom and the riches it was rumored to hold. Some said the kingdom was built on magic, others claimed it held treasures beyond imagination. Whatever the truth was, Arik couldn't ignore the call of the legend, and when his eyes fell upon the ancient map, something in him stirred a sense of destiny, as if the kingdom was waiting for him to find it. Without hesitation, Arik packed his belongings, took the map, and set out on his journey the very next morning. He traveled through villages and across plains, the map always guiding him forward. The path was not easy. The forest grew thicker the deeper he ventured, the trees towering above him like ancient sentinels. The air grew thick with mystery, and strange sounds echoed from the shadows, as if the forest itself was alive, watching his every move. Days turned into weeks, and still Arik pressed on. He encountered many obstacles, rivers that threatened to sweep him away, treacherous cliffs that seemed to rise endlessly, and creatures that watched him with glowing eyes from the shadows. But he pushed forward, his heart burning with the desire to uncover the truth. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the world in a pale golden glow, Arik stumbled upon a clearing unlike any he had ever seen. In the center of the clearing stood a fountain made of moonstone, shimmering with a soft, ethereal light. The water that flowed from it was not ordinary, it was liquid silver, reflecting the stars above in its depths. As he approached, the air seemed to hum with ancient energy, and the trees around the clearing bent as though bowing to the fountain. Curious, Arik knelt beside the fountain and touched the water. The moment his fingers grazed the surface, a soft voice whispered in the wind, like the voice of the forest itself. "The kingdom lies just beyond the veil," the voice said, "but only the pure of heart may pass." Arik stood still, unsure of what the veil was or what it meant, but the sense of peace and calm that washed over him made him believe that this was no ordinary fountain. It was a sign he was closer than ever to uncovering the forgotten kingdom. The next day, as Arik continued his journey, the landscape around him began to change. The trees grew taller and more twisted, their branches intertwining above him like the fingers of a giant hand. The air was thick with mist, and the path seemed to blur before his eyes. It was as if the world itself was shifting, making space for him to cross into another realm. Finally, he reached the edge of a massive cliff, looking out over a vast, glowing expanse. The ground trembled beneath his feet as a faint, golden light appeared in the distance, and the wind whispered the name of the forgotten kingdom. Arik took a deep breath and stepped forward, and as he did, the mist parted, revealing the entrance to the kingdom. Before him stood towering gates made of shimmering silver, surrounded by glowing symbols that pulsed with magic. The gates creaked open as if they had been waiting for him. Inside, the kingdom was unlike anything he had ever imagined. Floating islands drifted in the sky, their lush green landscapes bathed in the soft glow of an eternal sunset. Crystal clear rivers wound their way through the land, and in the distance, the silhouette of a grand palace could be seen, rising above the horizon. The kingdom was alive, breathing with ancient magic, its beauty beyond anything he had ever dreamed. And at that moment, Arik realized the truth: the kingdom had not vanished. It had simply been hidden, waiting for someone worthy to uncover it. He had found it, the last dream keeper, and with it, the promise of endless adventure.